They say that truth is stranger than fiction, and that may be true. It's fair to say that being a soldier isn't for everyone, and while mysterious encounters don't come to mind when you think of them, it doesn't mean that soldiers haven't had their fair share of bizarre encounters. One soldier detailed their encounter in a group that investigates mysterious creatures. They said the following: "This encounter happened while I was off duty. I was in Florida camping out with a few buddies when we all heard loud screams coming from the woods. We were in the Everglades as my friend had just purchased a property close by, so we all decided to meet up and take a trip out there. At around 11 PM we all heard these strange grunting noises coming from behind us, followed by a loud scream. At the time I had on me a night vision optic, and so got it out and looked towards where the sounds were coming from. In the distance I could see something. At first it was hard to make out, and the thing that came to mind was that it was a bear standing on 2 feet, something that I've seen before in the wild. I've travelled around Florida my entire life, and there's a native bear here known as the Florida black bear. I told one of my friends to make a sound in order to get a confirmation of what I was seeing, so my friend clapped and that's when the animal turned its head. However, this thing was definitely not a bear, and its head was much more humanoid, with me being able to make out a large brow ridge, along with thick hair covering most of its face. For such a large creature though, it was quite skittish, and I would guess that 15 seconds after we made the clapping noise it made its way further into the brush. The sighting was rushed, and although it was dark I'm quite certain that what I saw wasn't a common bear that you find throughout the area. It was a large humanoid looking creature whose face closely resembled that of a human's, except that it was much bulkier. What was strange was that after I started researching this, I found this creature had been mentioned in military field guides. I'm not sure if this is a tongue-in-cheek thing going on or if it's genuine, but it's something that I found interesting, and it makes me wonder if others have come forward with their encounters, which in turn led to the military adding them into their manuals. If it wasn't for the night optics, I would have no clue that this thing was there. I could have walked out into the night and had no idea that this thing would have been standing there. It's something that I've never forgotten and not something I really talk about. I've talked with others who have seen similar creatures in the area, and although I don't like to label what I saw, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a bear." End quote. Interestingly, this isn't the first time that a story like this has been shared, but skeptics often ask that if there's so many of these creatures, noting that hundreds of sightings are reported every year, then where's all the bodies, noting that surely by now a hiker would have found one of these things. One believer took to Reddit and posted the following statement: "This is a good question and one that often comes up. Truly, a Bigfoot corpse would certainly support the claims that are being made. Here's a few reasons I'm not surprised we haven't found one. Bigfoot tends to live in very dense old-growth forests. As I mentioned in another post, this type of habitat suits their shy, skittish behaviour. This makes finding the corpse of any animals difficult. Many animals find a lonely, isolated place when they know they're going to pass away. I had a dog that crawled under my back porch a few days before passing away. Some animals find caves, others hide under vegetation or rotten tree stumps. Other animals actually eat their dead. My point is this: large animals don't usually appear on well-hiked trails. How often do you find yourself stumbling upon black bear carcasses that have passed away from natural causes? There are 650,000 black bears in North America, and supposedly only 2,000 to 6,000 Bigfoot creatures. Animal corpses can disappear from the forest floor within weeks or months of passing. First, small carnivores eat the flesh and soft organs. Birds will then strip the bone clean, and then insects, coyotes, wolves and bears eat the bones for the marrow. that leaves a small window to finding a Bigfoot corpse in some of the thickest forests on our continent, where many large animals pass away alone and isolated. I'm not saying it's impossible to find a body. In fact, I think we will eventually. I'm just not surprised we haven't yet. So what do you make of this interesting story? And what do you think people are seeing in these areas? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.